in there as well.
Oh yeah, now my people, it's your guy, the Niger Englishman, and we are back here, One Touch TV settings for your North London rival show. As you can see, I got the panel in the building. I got my boy representing Arsenal. Deji, I needed to bring some backup for Deji tonight because it's been a long week for him. So I brought some Spurs backup for him to help him out tonight. First of all, obviously, big up Deji. Welcome back to the show, my guy. If you weren't a Tottenham fan, we'd probably be best friends. But big up, man. How you doing, bro?
Bro, I'm doing well, to be honest with you. I'm doing well because I predicted Tottenham went into the last 16 of the Champions League last week. Let's not forget that. And I predicted that we weren't really going to do much with Liverpool. And I thought we actually put on a decent performance against Liverpool. But
okay, great. So that's Deji, everyone. Big up, Deji. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I don't know what the guy's working on. I just said welcome to the show, all right? Calm yourself down, bro. We got guests here. We got debutants in the building. You get what I'm saying? Take some class, Deji. Welcome, Sean from Spurs Talk Show to the building. How you doing, Sean? Thanks very much for joining us on the stream.
No, you're welcome, my man. It's good. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for the invite. And yeah, let's. I'm sure we're going to be on the receiving end of some nasty banter.
Sean, to be honest, Sean, tonight's not really about you, so you're all right. You're here for moral support because Deji's going to need someone to hold him up. He's going to hold some licks tonight because there's some receipts for him on this show. Literally. But also, welcome back. A great show. He filled in for me with great ease last week on the show. So back by popular demand, we got man like Boots in the building. How you doing, bro?
Yes, bro. What are you saying? Can you hear me all good? Is the mic all right?
All good, bro. All good.
All right, Boots, where's my TikTok? I can't believe you've come on the show without my TikTok. You said if Spurs made it to the last 16, you were going to produce a TikTok for me. Where is that TikTok?
I made you plenty.
No, did you not see? I've not seen one of them.
Nah, you're not looking, man. Have you logged out of your account? Right. Like your team are logged out. I need to see that TikTok today.
And that TikTok where you mentioned Silver Fox, that needs to be done because you need to be putting some respect on my team for getting to the last 16.
You know what? You're unhappy, Dej, that you actually made it. You said, innit? Unless 10 Spence plays, 10 pence Spence
needs to be playing.
You'd be unhappy.
I just want you to just put some respect on it. But look, we're gonna get into it tonight anyway. Because can we just deal with the Arsenal thing real quick? Because it's quite boring. Let's hurry up and
we're gonna deal with it real quick, yeah. Just like we dealt with you, and just like we dealt with the other club, the other pretenders from London, Chelsea, yeah. All right, so we kick the show off. Don't forget to smash the like button, people. I'm sure everyone saw the masterclass at the bridge yesterday. And it was unfortunate, even though he did a great promo video before the game, talking about no hard feelings, whatever he said, it's nothing personal. Aubameyang actually wrote a letter to a Potter first thing in the morning yesterday saying, the game is too emotional for me. I can't show up to Stamford Bridge, so he decided to sit that one out yesterday. Big up Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. The game was just too big for him. So he sat home, had some takeaway. Boom! Obviously, you watched that game, innit? I mean, both of us went into the game quite confident, but how would you... I mean, 1-0, would you say it flattered Chelsea that it was only 1-0, or what are you saying? It was a snatch and grab.
You know what? Obviously, when it's 1-0, you're never like 100% comfortable, but I can't recall a time being away from home, like Big Six game. Well, I just weren't stressed, bro. I'll be real. I wasn't really stressed. I was doing a watch-along live, and I was just chilling, bro. I'll be real. Normally, like, it's, you know what I mean? Edge of the seat sort of stuff. But it's sort of like when we play Spurs at home. We just collect points.
I hear you.
When
you're rolling up to your second home.
That's how I felt, Deji. That's how I felt. I'm sorry. I can't help my feelings.
Just deal with what you did on the weekend.
I just felt comfortable.
No, because you lot are usually petrified when you walk up in that stadium, man. You're lucky to leave with a point. We roll up into our second. Hey, wait, Deji, calm down. We roll up into our second home. And we know we're not going to pay anything. We're gonna go there rent free. So we came to collect 3 points, and that's what we do at the Bridge nowadays, man. We'll tell you about it one of these days. Sorry, Bruce. Sorry to interrupt. Continue.
Yeah, no, I just, you know what I mean? I felt good. I was never really thinking it was going to be anything other than 3 points. The way we started the game, obviously with Arsenal, we've seen it a few times where we're on the ascendancy at the start and then we sort of run out of legs a little bit. Didn't happen. It was just continued the whole game. And yeah, they was losing their heads. It was lovely to see even Xhaka just smiling at them, man. Xhaka's the one who's normally losing his head and all these guys are going mad at him and he's just smiling at them. So it's just nice to see. But yeah, man, happy, bro.
It's a mature professional performance. I mean, we put all their forwards in our back pocket. Saliba and Gabriel were immense yesterday. To be honest, we didn't even have to step out of first gear. If we did, obviously it could be 2, 3, but we didn't have to step out of first gear. We managed the game. Chelsea didn't show us nothing whatsoever. It was a joke. Obviously, Sean, your usual visits to the Bridge aren't as straightforward as that. But obviously, I remember we did a stream before the game, and you predicted Chelsea to win that game. So how do you feel about the result?
Yeah, look, it was supposed to be Obama bang, wasn't it? But it didn't happen. It was more of Obama crap. He was so bad. It was so disappointed. Obama where exactly? Yeah. No, you guys did well once again. But you can only put 1 goal past them, you know. Like Tottenham can go and play badly and score 2 goals at the Bridge, you know. So like you guys need to catch up.
And leave with how many points?
Yeah, fair enough. Now, well done. But you guys are looking. It kills me to say it. It absolutely kills me. The season that Tottenham are having a difficult time putting together a performance here or getting beaten against top 6 teams. It eats me alive that you boys are. You're doing it every week at the moment, and it's tough. Yeah, but fair play to you. Fair play.
Yeah. Just adding on to that, before I give Arsenal their props, the first thing I need to say publicly is
that's the first thing you're supposed to do. Give us our props before you say anything.
Chelsea and their fans are pussios, and I explain why. When Chelsea play Tottenham, they are so motivated. Like they're motivated to just give us hella smoke on the pitch. These men turned up like little mice, like mice. It was like mice versus men, mice and men. If you lot did that in English literature, no. It was a little joke. Chelsea were not on it. They didn't want it. They didn't want to fight it. It weren't a London thing. For me, that game could have been played anywhere. That game could have been played in Samoa. It was so dead. It was so boring. So for me, but I did say before the game that if Arsenal beat Chelsea, then I'm going to take you, man, seriously for the title. Because what I'm seeing is reminiscent of what I saw with Leicester. And I did say a couple weeks into the season when we started this show, Niger, that are you guys Leicester in disguise? And you took it as a disrespect. It's not a disrespect.
Because you said it as a disrespect when you said it, though, to be fair.
Are you Leicester in disguise? Because at the end of the day, you seem to be getting in the 3 points, So for me, well done. You're top of the league, and you know, as of today, I'm going to take you serious. You get what I'm saying?
You know, Dej, just quickly, you know one thing, Dej. The reason why it's a different game, because you just sit back and let them come on to you. We went into their place, played at them, and that's why you'd probably feel like, you know, it was a different game. They tried a lot harder. All it was is that you just played football.
Yeah, but they weren't as motivated. Though.
We went there to win.
They weren't as motivated. They weren't
why are they going to be more motivated for Spurs? No, but why are they going to be more motivated for Spurs?
But who cares about Spurs, bro? Who cares about Spurs?
There's a bigger rivalry
motivated for your
Chelsea
dusty team.
There's a bigger exactly. Tell him, Sean. There's a bigger rivalry.
That's in your head. That's in your head.
Chelsea hate us. Chelsea hate us a lot.
That's just in your head, lad. That's just in your head.
No, it's not.
There's a lot of things in Chelsea fans. I just want to play something that
my friend will be Tottenham Hotspur fan. He named her Deji. You understand? And they tell him, say, every time when I come out, when we do interviews like this, I know they feel they see Tottenham Hotspur fan. And later I know say Tottenham Hotspur no be big club for Nigeria. But in they follow me, they argue. So, but I want to ask you this question now. Since when they come this viewing center, they come watch ball, you don't see any Tottenham Hotspur fan for you?
I never see.
You never see?
I never see.
You know any Tottenham Hotspur fan?
I know one.
Only one?
Only one. It's like the watch ball, only one.
All right, now, Daffy, thank you for your time.
Bruv, that's how relevant you are around the world, bruv. Irrelevant out here. Irrelevant. Big up Aquas for the first there, bruv. Big up Aquas.
That's real talk. It's in your head, innit, lads? That like they really care that much about you. They don't.
It's the same
Be
with
real.
West Ham. West Ham
Ham
turn
as
it
well.
on. West
But
Ham
they're
as
more
well.
likely to be your rivals, innit? Because you don't win nothing, they don't win nothing. So that's more like Chelsea win stuff, innit? So let's have it right.
What are you talking about?
What?
So,
They're not
When winning's
Can I
mentioned,
just
that's when
say
you start
something?
getting confused. I get it, Dad.
Can I just say something? Is this what you, Niger, and Booz are going to be doing? So you guys are going to, just because you're top of the league, you guys are just going to just degrade yourself like this and be just chatting.
What are you talking about? Explain yourself. What are we doing here? Only thing, Deji. The only thing myself and
no integrity,
Deji.
nothing. Is this what you don't want to do?
Integrity.
Integrity is, yeah. Still thinking that Aston Villa are gonna come above us. You should pay me my money.
No, I said I checked that and I said, you know what? I'm gonna take the L for the Villa comment, but
pay my money.
But Newcastle is
Have you
definitely.
received your alert yet?
Newcastle.
Newcastle.
You're still coming down with the
bet.
Christmas lights. You are still coming down with the Christmas lights. You would do every year. Don't even worry about it. Right? It happens all the time. All the big London clubs that don't win nothing that frequently or that recently, you all come down. You start well, and then it just all comes out the window around January time. It's going to happen this time as well. You ain't going to win anything, and coming second is the same as coming fourth. There's no difference.
Can I just answer this comment from the Silver Fox? Because clearly, the reason why we call him the Silver Fox is because he's getting old and he's starting to kind of lose a little bit of his marble chips. Because his first comment was that the ground is going to have fun with you, and I was kind of worried because I don't know if he's living in Florida or something where there's earthquakes, but wishing bad upon someone being taken by the ground is not a good thing, Silver Fox. And then he's put Giroud. Let me tell you about your deadbeat ex-Arsenal players. There was about 4 that played for Marseille during the week, and guess what they did? Nothing. Yeah, let's keep it real.
Good. But when you actually played the actual Arsenal,
we're gonna slap up your ex-Arsenal players, Giroud as well.
When you played the actual Arsenal team, not our rejects that are Marseille. When you played the actual Arsenal team this season,
okay, let me check something before we move on because I don't want to derail. Are you man in the Champions League?
Bro, what's that got to do with tonight's show, bro? What's that got to do with tonight's show? We know what we review is the weekend's Premier League performances, and that's what we're doing.
Your guy,
we went up to the bridge.
You don't
even know what 3 points
before we carry
like
on. Before we carry on, Sean, I apologize, but before we carry on,
cool.
I need to hear a public apology from Banks because he told me that Spurs were not going to get to the last 16. He said we're going to lose to Marseille and get knocked out. So I need you to know. Don't.
It's cool.
Now, Boots, don't say no.
Let me tell you how you're going to do it.
Shut up.
No. You don't tell me anything.
You're going to do it.
I'll tell you how I do it.
My boy Sean is here. So you need to, and I quote, Deji, Sean, I'm going to take an L for getting it wrong last week about the Marseille result. Well done, Tottenham, for getting to the last 16. Are you man enough to let this before we move on?
Hey, bro, send him a message. Send him a WhatsApp.
I can say something.
Not wasting our time.
Look, I own it. I don't mind, Nigel. I don't mind. Like, I own it, innit? I got it wrong. It's very marginal. You know what? End of the game. What's his name again? Who's got Klazanic? Fucked it, didn't he? That would have been lovely, that one. I'd be so
that would have been
missed it last minute. But it's marginal, innit? Got it wrong. Little marginal things.
Nice.
However, Dej, just being real, you can learn a lot from me, innit? Because you've been wrong a lot and you're not owning none of it.
What do you mean?
So
where have I been wrong?
Bro,
we're 18 points ahead of Villa, and you bet me that Villa are going to be above us. But you still want to hang on to that. Stupid.
I rechecked that and told you.
I rechecked that. They didn't. They didn't. Well, look, you can learn a lot from me, innit?
Confirmed.
You can learn a lot from me. I own it, you don't.
Cool. Sean, I just want to let you know, Deji has zero integrity when it comes to this show. He just throws out wild claims.
I love it.
I'm just trying. I've got integrity. I'm trying to have integrity.
What wild claim?
Deji came on this show talking about you lot are either going to win the Champions League or the Premier League this season.
Yeah, and what's changed?
That's what you're dealing with, Sean.
What's changed?
Are you on that same sort of trajectory?
Am I on the trajectory of us winning the Premier League or the Champions League? No, but I think we got a better chance winning the Champions League than Arsenal do this season. How about that?
Here we go. Who you not playing next? We
got AC Milan.
AC Milan.
Okay, you know you're going out to them, right?
No, so
I don't know, man. AC Milan
Champions,
made Chelsea look
Rangers,
really good.
Wait, stop. Why are we talking about Spurs? Stop all that. Forget it.
Yeah.
As I was saying, the boys came through with a convincing way. We've now beat Liverpool, Tottenham, Chelsea, and they'll still say we've not played a good team yet. That's what they'll be saying. They'll be saying Chelsea were on the decline, new manager, and they'll say Spurs had an off day, Liverpool are falling short, and blah, blah, blah. Whoever they throw in front of us, we get the job done, and you got to give us our props. You got to.
And
the conspiracy theorists to me would say that you guys are winning.
We're doing the Thomas Party right now. That's what we're enjoying. Every week, collecting 3 points. If we can win this game on I don't know if it's Sunday or Saturday. I'm not sure when the next game against Wolves is. But if we win that, we'll be top for the league for at least another month. You get me? So, boy, we got to get the job done.
You know what, Nigel? I will say one thing.
Can I just say something?
And let's be honest, we're the only team pushing City at the moment. So,
yeah, that's true.
You should be happy, lads. You should be happy that you're only 8 points. I'll be real. Like the way you're playing,
and we got a game in hand.
And we got a game in. You should take this. You should be grateful. Like honestly, you should be really delighted about that.
There's variables.
The way you're playing football, like it was always going to come unstuck, and like you're starting to come unstuck in it. But you keep the faith in it. You keep the faith.
I think that when we got right now, getting Deji back into our team makes us a completely different outfit. And I go as far as to say, I know I don't want to make the excuses of injuries, because even though I think that it's relevant.
But you're about to make the excuses.
Yeah. I don't want to say it. But I'm going to say no. What I'm going to do instead is say Arsenal have been very fortunate to have got through to basically the January window without having too many injuries to key players. But if you were to lose a Martinelli, if you were to go down with Saliba, if you were to lose a Jesus, I think then you would be in a whole pile of shit. And I don't think you'd be doing anything like as good as you're doing. So I think that I know that it's an often, you can't use injuries as an excuse, but not having injuries is Lady Luck has shone on you guys.
No, but wait, hey, Boots, to be fair, Skip's been injured, Sanchez has been injured.
Oliver Binman Skip.
What do you mean? Kulusevski's been out.
We've had Son out for one game, bro. One game.
Yeah, but
Son has just not turned up this season.
How many games has Jesus missed?
But you don't rate him.
Jesus, by the way. Don't call him Jesus.
You're saying you said let Eddie and Nketiah have a start. So don't change. You don't even make sense.
Because if Eddie and Nketiah if Jesus went out for 3 or 4 games, you still think you'd be top?
I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah. See how the room went quiet.
No, I'm saying I don't know.
Hey, brother, he answered you. We're trying to tell you. We don't want to deal with all these variables of if, buts, and babies. Right now, we've had our injuries too. We've had Zinchenko out. We've had Partey out. We've had Big Bad Mo.
You haven't had no one. You've had nobody out.
You've had nobody out.
We had Odegaard out for one game.
We've had everybody. Everybody's been out from Tottenham apart from Harry Kane. Everybody.
And he's your best player. Like Harry Kane and Son is the only reason you are relevant for the last 3-4 years. Everyone else is shit.
Yeah, but
look, back to the game, innit? Because I know you lot are trying to catch us off guard, innit? We're top of the league. We beat them at the bridge. We've got 3 points at a place that is alien to you to collect 3 points. And it was a mature performance by the lads. Aubameyang is thinking, Obama, why? That's what he's thinking right now. Why did I do this now? That's what he thinks right now. Because
I don't think so. I think he's thinking about
he riled up the lads for that game with that promo video. And obviously, when we saw the video where he was dissing Arteta and saying how he only has yes men and blah, 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 he was basically calling the whole team yes men. So I'm sure that's why you saw Gabriel run over to Aubameyang after he scored the goal, and the rest of the team ran past him as well because he knew what he did. And it wasn't personal until he said that it's not personal. I left Aubameyang. When he went to Barca, cool. You won us the FA Cup, something Spurs haven't done for God knows how long. You want us that, it'd probably be a club legend at Spurs, but you're just another guy, Obama. You did your thing. We respect you. Now keep it pushing, man. 1-0 to the Arsenal, top of the league, 8 points ahead of Spurs. with a game in hand. I mean, we're sitting pretty right now. Boots, I don't know if you have anything else to add in terms of yesterday's game and yesterday's result, but feel free before we talk about the Tottenham matter.
I just want to reiterate, like, just that these guys here should be happy that it's just 8 points, honestly, because you're dreadful. Honestly, I'm honestly saying that you should just be happy it's 8 points.
No, you know
I told you last week, innit, Deji, it was 10, and you was like, it's not 10, it's 5, and I said it's gonna be 8 by the weekend. And what happened? It was 8, and it should be 11. We got a game in hand as well. So just suck it up and enjoy the World Cup.
If this is how low that we're gonna be doing this show, then fine. Because the truth of the matter is, you're top of the league.
Women lie.
Let me tell you why you lot are top of the league. You're top of the league because
we won more games than everyone else. That's literally
in terms of refereeing decisions, you've had a lot of favour with refereeing decisions. Let's be real. Tottenham against Liverpool should have had a pen.
Yep.
Where?
Possibly a second pen as well. No one's talking about the high boot.
Pushed over Sessegnon in the first half.
We're about to.
It's been happening to Tottenham all season.
Wait, hold on.
We've not only got the opposition to play against, we're also having to play against the ref.
We would be unbeaten this season. We would be unbeaten this season.
In Nigeria that have been charting by little Christmas tree.
Don't try and sneak in the Tottenham thing. We're going to get into that. We're going to hone in on that. But I just want to remind you of what you said real quick before we move on. You said, and you've been saying week in, week out, do you know what? I think this week the wheels are going to fall off. That's what you said again, Deji. What are you saying now? You predicted a Chelsea win. Are you going to apologise to all the Arsenal fans on One Touch TV right now?
And say you got it wrong again? You're saying with the new Leicester in it, Dej?
No, I said
one or the other.
I just gave you the props earlier. Or have you got your?
So where's the apology, please? Where's the apology? Where's the apology? I want to hear
about the refs and you're giving us guys.
And I can see you guys going on and winning this league. What else do you want me to say?
I like that, Deji. I like that, and that's a great segue into let's talking about Tottenham Hotspur. Deji knows that he got it wrong at the start of the season. Now he's backtracking, saying we could supposedly win the league. A team that he said to finish below Aston Villa. And
I'm acknowledging that you're in the race.
Seeing the light. So Deji, Spurs
Deji
played
Jackson,
at the Fortress. I don't know what they call the stadium anymore. 2-1 against Liverpool. You tried to set us up to soften the blow beforehand. You told us that we played idiot teams at the Emirates, and when you said that, we played you at the Emirates and Liverpool at the Emirates. So that means Liverpool are the other idiot.
The day you played us, we caught COVID.
But that idiot team came to Shite Hart Lane or whatever, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium or whatever you lot call it now, and they swept you off the park with a 2-1 victory, man. What you lot
they did not sweep us off the park, but they won 2-1. Let me just break it down to you.
Break it down to me, Deji, please.
Perisic hit the crossbar, he hit the post. Yeah, on another day that goes in. We should have had a penalty. The ref didn't give us a penalty. And it's becoming a running theme with this season where Tottenham should have been given certain decisions. We had it against Sporting Lisbon at home where we had to come. We scored a legitimate goal and it was ruled out. Could you believe, for offside, even though it hit the defender? So the difference between Tottenham and Arsenal this season is refereeing decisions, in my opinion. I feel like you guys have had the
George, please help him out.
No, I'm just being real.
Can I say one thing to that? We would be unbeaten. Yeah, we would be unbeaten.
You guys should have conceded penalties. It hasn't happened. It should have gone to VAR. Hasn't happened. And so for me, the difference between Arsenal and Tottenham is you guys currently have the rub of the green. It's either that or Nigel and his cronies have been doing witchcraft out there in Lagos. Do you get what I'm saying? So for me, let's just keep it real.
You know what it is, Dej? It's sad, isn't it? When you have to go to these depths.
I'm not
everyone gets the VAR. How about the Man United game? Arsenal Man United.
What do you mean?
Well, did you watch that game? Or no? You don't watch us, do you?
Were you robbed? Were you robbed by a referee decision in that game?
We were. Yeah, we were.
Really?
Which one?
What was the decision?
Yeah, we should have gone 1-0 up, bro. The referee gave a terrible decision.
Let me look. Look at the difference between you and me. You're giving one example.
This ain't the Eminem song, bro.
Litany We've got a litany of examples where Spurs have been
Remember the games where we've won 1-0, we should have been winning 2 or 3 if it weren't for VAR decisions as well. So, like,
sure?
you know what I mean? We should have been clearer in the games we've won.
But you know what? We don't bitch and moan about.
For me personally, what I have done though is I've acknowledged that you guys are legit.
Deji, bro.
You guys are legit contenders. Well done. I think you guys could be Leicester in disguise because the year Leicester won it, we were waiting for the wheels to fall off. The wheels didn't fall off. And dare I say, with the way that you guys seem to be getting results in, the wheels might never fall off and you might actually win the league. The question I have for you before...
where have you been all season now?
The question I have for you, though, is this. If you win the league and Spurs win the Champions League, whose season's more impressive?
Bro, wait. We don't even have to answer the second part.
I just want to know because when the time comes,
why are you asking?
I don't want to be
bantered. I don't understand.
Okay. Can we just do for 1 minute hypothetically saying
okay.
If you win the Premier League and Spurs win the Champions League, who had the better season?
Arsenal.
All right. Can I put it to the chat as well? Tottenham winning Champions League, Arsenal winning the league. Which was more impressive? Put your kind of loyalty
questions, bro. You haven't even won the Caravan Cup or the FA Cup or whatever. Why are you coming out with these dream statements?
Bro,
you don't
the
win
Premier
anything.
League is the bread and butter, bro. 38 games of consistency.
And Nigel will get
you. The bigger trophy.
Sean, do you know what's so funny? On this show, before we even kicked a ball, I talked about Spurs winning the league or Champions League. Dare I say,
no one agree with
the
you.
way that the draws have been going, it's literally falling in Tottenham's favour. We had a decent group. I'm not going to lie to you. And dare I say it, because I was scared that we might have drawn Inter Milan. We could have got a PSG. But AC Milan...
Yeah, second best team we could have got.
Do you get what I'm saying? For me, it almost feels like the stars are aligned.
Yeah,
that maybe we could go on a bit of a run in the Champions League.
The stars are aligned. Okay, before we get into some of the
these people,
we'll get all the way to the final and then get a dodgy VAR penalty not given against us or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, at least Sean is
luck goes so far.
At least he's seen the failure in the future. At least Sean is preparing for failure. Talking about
that question about like whether or not Arsenal win the Premier League or Tottenham win the Champions League. In my opinion, neither of them are going to happen. I don't think Arsenal have got the legs to sustain it. I think that they're playing well right now. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy your little time on the top, looking down at the rest of us, chest out. Go for it. If I was you, I'd be doing the same thing, knowing full well in the back of my mind that you've only got about 45 more days to enjoy it before it starts to fall down.
Bro, hey, you've been practicing this speech for the last 2 months here. That when are the wheels gonna fall off for Arsenal? Next week it's gonna happen against Liverpool. It's gonna happen.
I'm not even saying it anymore.
Do you know what I'm gonna do? I have a question for you. What do you think is more likely to happen this season? Arsenal winning the league or Spurs winning the Champions League? Honestly.
Bro, that's the same question that I asked.
What's more likely to happen?
Yeah, what's more likely to happen?
Spurs winning the Champions League.
I mean,
bro, are you him? Are you Sean? Are you sure?
I mean, if you look at the odds,
bro.
If you look at the odds on a bet, I'm a betting man, I'm a gambling man. You look at the odds, you're going to be, if I'm being realistic, you're going to say Arsenal got a better chance. But I still don't think either of them are ever going to happen. Like, I'll be laying Arsenal as soon as you get to evens to win the league. I'll be laying my mortgage on you guys not making it. I can't see it happening. You can click me on this and bring me back on in May if it happens, and I'll hold my hands up and say I was wrong.
Mate, right now,
Sean, I hear what you're saying, and what people like to do on this show, and it's partly. I would give full responsibility to Nigel Englishman because he's a disgrace, to be honest with you. And what it is that people are too matter of fact. The fact of the matter is, it's plausible. Arsenal could do it. When Leicester won, nobody saw it coming, and it happened. And what I'm trying to say on this show, and I've been trying to get it over weeks, but I'm dealing with some thick skulls in this room, is that it's plausible while Spurs is still
I'll be looking in the mirror, bro.
For sure.
Why not?
Yeah, 100%. If we can go out, listen, with the news, not to get off the topic, but with the news that Liverpool might be selling their club this in the next few weeks or whatever, FFC putting it up. For me, our owners now have got to see the wood for the trees and put up or shut up. And if Tottenham don't go and spend big in January, then we're going to get left behind anyway. I think it's now or never. And if Tottenham can go and get a decent centre back, because basically, we're going to move on. We need 2 centre backs and a right wing back. You do that and maybe get some backup forwards, and the rest and the fitness thing happens. Anything's possible with Tottenham. We've got a good base. We just need, like, the reason why we lost against Liverpool. When you said that we got outplayed, outclassed, we didn't. We were the better team over the 90 minutes. We smashed them in the second half.
90 minutes, you were the better team.
100% we were. 100% we were the better team.
You was playing 8-8-1 formation. 8-1-1.
What game were you watching?
8-1-1.
What game were you watching? We dominated the first. We had the early. We had the first.
You had a back 8 at home, bro.
What are you talking about?
At home, bro.
What game were you watching?
Bro, okay, so
This
you
is
didn't
a
have a back
game,
8.
bro. It was all Liverpool.
It was not. What are you talking? That's absolute waffle. That is such waffle. Well, we had the first.
I'll give you that. Second half.
We had the first. We had the first.
And talking about they had the.
We had the first 8 minutes. Then we got the goal that they took very well. Right, our wing backs pushed up. They went over the back.
It was on the cards, bro. When
they got the first goal. We then controlled the midfield, got back into the game. The penalty should have happened, didn't happen. Then Eric Dyer, you can't account for dickhead mistakes from a centre back who's sloppy. You can't do that. But the other 10 players on the pitch outplayed the Liverpool players for the 90 minutes. 100%. I'm not hearing it. You didn't watch the game close enough if you think the Liverpool.
Bro, I watched the game.
Bro, let me tell you what happened. Francis contact lenses.
Liverpool had the whole
conveniently fell out in the second half. That's what happened.
And in the second half, for like a 30-minute period, you lot were very much on top of the game. So you threw the kitchen sink at everything and you went for it. Yeah. But it was too little, too late.
Yeah, we made their midfield three look like.
When Kulusevski came on, he changed up the game, 100%. Yeah. But before then,
he changed before then. He came on in the 70th minute. We were dominating from the 45th. But even in the first half, when we were absolutely. They didn't do anything in the second half. They didn't do anything in the second. In the first half, it was one mistake. When you go 1-0 down, and then you should get the penalty, and then the momentum swings, and then you got a dickhead like Eric Dyer, who, like, he must be thinking about his fiance just before he heads the ball or whatever, because he can't. I don't know what he's going through his mind there. He fucks up. The momentum changes. You go 2-0 down, the whole dynamic of the game changes.
I swear Conte said he's going to be world class or something. Conte come out about Dyer saying he could potentially be world class.
Nah, it needs to be.
Guys, we're going to get slapped up by Iran if Dyer is in the England team. We're going to get slapped up by Iran.
If Butts maybe always coming out of Tottenham fans.
I'm sorry. If you think
that's the story of their life.
You think the Liverpool deserve to win the game? Do you think Liverpool were the better team?
They were, man. Yeah, they were 2 halves. If anything, you had the better second half. It was much better. They was better than you first half. You was better second. Yeah.
Salah is a world-class player who he gave too much space to. Darwin Núñez had a few minutes of space in the first half, and they worked well to get 2 goals. And Salah, if you give Salah the kind of shit that we gave,
minute, brother.
Yeah, we had
loads of opportunities.
We had 2 woodworks. We had the penalty shout. There was a second penalty shout no one's talking about because the first one was so obvious.
All you man had to do was chat to Tomiyasu about pocketing Salah. That's all you had to do. Ring him up. Man's fluent in different languages. Ring him up. Just ask him.
To be honest,
in the pocket?
Can I be real?
Would have won the game.
Can I be honest? For me,
you're not gonna be.
I said it publicly. I'll keep saying it until he starts Jed Spence. I kind of need him.
Smash the like people for Jed Spence.
I need Conte to lose so that he can do the right thing, because we talk about needing the right wing back. We've got one. We've got one that can do 1v1. He's called Jed Spence, and he's not playing him. And he's playing Emerson Royale, who is hot garbage. So for me, once I saw Royale starting, I was like, you know what? We deserve to lose.
And Dej, you said as well, innit? If you had 10 pence in the team, you would be top of the league, innit? You said that last week.
Bro, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, go on.
Yes. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
What Tottenham is missing on the right-hand side is on the left. The system is set up for flying wing-backs who can do 1v1 and get the ball in the box. Right now, we are playing with one leg. We can only do that on one side of the pitch, the left-hand side. We can't do the same thing. When the ball goes, when Spurs switch the ball out right to the right, we got to switch it back left because there's nothing coming in. In fact, if you watch the Liverpool game, apart from when Cooley came on, all of the attack was coming on Spurs left. Perisic was rolled back the years literally and was whipping in cross after cross after cross because we got nothing on the right, and the answer to the right is on the bench. Jed Spence.
Why do you think he's not? Are you a Conte, like, do you believe in Conte? I don't know what your stance is on whether you're Conte in, Conte out, all that stuff. But like, if you do believe in Conte, why do you think he prioritizes Emerson over Spence?
Look, I like Conte, but every week that he doesn't play Spence, he's pissing me off. That's why Craig is saying Deji at the wheel. Deji at the wheel is I've offered to do the Spurs job for free because this guy is just shooting himself.
The car off first.
But I'll tell you what it is. Conte, as we've seen against Arsenal, as we've seen against United, as we saw in the first half against Liverpool, he's too risk adverse. In his head, he's an Italian. What are Italians known for? Defense. Hence
8-8-1-1 formation.
Yeah, but hold up. That's what you're wrong about the 8-1-1. The reason why we weren't playing 8-1-1, it might have looked like it on paper because we didn't have any forwards because they were all injured or on the bench. But the reason why we didn't play 8-1-1 is because we actually pushed up the pitch. The reason why Salah got that goal in the first half and Darwin Núñez had so much space is because Emerson was pushed up on the halfway line and because Jed Spence was pushed up on the halfway line. We weren't sitting back doing our usual 5-4-1 formation. We were pushing up. We were trying to play more
whatever you want to say.
But Sean,
we weren't 8-1-1 though.
Right, Sean, you had 2 DMs and a CM in your midfield three. At home, brother.
That's the midfielders we have. That's the midfielders we have.
That's who we got. That's not injured.
You wouldn't see that from our club. Yeah,
team.
We don't like all those midfielders are given, like Bentancur and Højbjerg of late have been given, when we play the 3-5-2, have been given more advanced responsibilities. And to be honest, if you watch Tottenham close enough, you'll see that Bentancur is becoming a proper box-to-box. And Højbjerg's even going a bit more forward now and be able to create and do things up the top. But it's not out of choice. It's because we don't have any creative midfielders.
Exactly.
It's just what it is.
With like,
did you still think you could win the league or the Champions League? Fantastic.
Bro, that hasn't changed, bro. We might not win the league, but we can win the Champions League. We're in the last.
Bournemouth could win the league.
We're in the last.
Like mathematically possible.
We're in the last group 16. Tell me something. No, Banks, let me help you and Nigel.
So we're gonna live in Garland until February. That's what we're doing.
Let me help you and Nigel out.
Basically, you're gonna chat a bag of shit till Feb, and then fall on you out.
Let me help you out. So we save time.
Give it. Go on.
Tell me about the Champions League when Spurs go out.
Tell you, I will.
All right, so we just got to live in fairyland until that happens, basically.
Yeah, but that's what you're doing right now. That's what you're doing.
No, we're not.
You've got all of November and all of December to sit there and wax lyrical about how great you are because you've run it like there's no more time for you guys to fall off your rails.
Yeah, but we're not.
As soon as January comes around,
we're not saying
we're the Christmas lights.
Nigel's not even saying we're winning the league.
Look, okay, there's a comment here that I want to touch on real quick, right? The true one. He said, all Arsenal fans remind me of Ty from AFTV. Can never take them serious. We are 13 games in. So I love comments like this because I know neither me or Booze, or I don't know, anyone except Prince Fuad that's been on this channel has said Arsenal are going to win the league. None of us have said that. But what rivals hate right now is that as a fan base, we're kind of together-ish. Like, we're quite a volatile fan base, but we're kind of together-ish. We're cheering for the team. We're getting behind the boys. We're living in the moment. And it kills them because they're used to having us going crazy online, fighting each other, saying this manager out, that manager out. And now we're working together. Everybody is scared. Because
you're in a luxurious one. You don't have to.
It's a madness. So we've got to put extra pressure on these boys so it doesn't happen. Because if it does, it's a madness.
Wait, hold on. Just quick. The difference is that your position in the league allows you guys to suppress and you don't want to have to put your chest out and say you're going to win. But deep in the back of your mind, you're all sitting there going, we're going to fucking win the league. We're going to win the league. It's our time.
And these cronies from Tunnel TV are disgraced. They're disgraced.
Listen.
You see how they're cheering for every goal. That's exactly what they think. They
We're cheering a game of football, bro.
And I'll be here. I'll be here when you don't win the league. Just know. I'll be here.
You can see when the full-time whistle blows and your manager and your players get together and celebrate like it's a cup final victory. You can tell that deep down you really do think you're going to win the league.
Look, the difference between us and Spurs, right? Yeah. We've been in title challenges. We've seen our team win the league. Yeah. I said this to Deji last week. In March time, we've seen our team be in good moments where we could nearly win the league and it's fallen apart. So do you think we're that stupid, to be in October, 13 games in, knowing that our team's a couple of injuries away from basically it going pair, to be saying we're going to win the league? Deji might think you're going to win the league because he's never had that experience. So he doesn't know.
So the feeling
we were in a Premier League race more recently than Arsenal were. The Leicester season.
You weren't. What one?
Okay, we've won.
We've come second in that season.
How about that?
But you weren't in it until the last. You weren't in it. We were in it.
You come third in a 2-horse race, son.
But this is the level, Sean. We've won a Premier League more recently than you. You lot are talking about being in a race.
But we were in a race. We dropped off, but you weren't
in that race. Who come above who? Who come above who in that race?
There's a lot of comments right now, and we got to deal with some.
Yeah, get into some of the comments. Read them out this time, innit?
I need to deal with one particular gentleman.
Don't just pick one.
Don't be selective.
I'm going to go through the comments.
There's one man out of about 300 back in Deji, innit? I know like that. Your cousin Deji, innit? I know like that. I want
to deal with Fola. I don't know why he's coming here pumping his chest. Fola, I sent you a video and I told you about yourself as a Liverpool fan. I said, do not come on any channel or stream until Liverpool's fourth in the league. Where are you in the league? So don't be telling me about an L when you're nowhere to be seen. I still can't see Liverpool. Can you not see Liverpool?
Nah, bro, they're not my problem, man. I ain't got to be here.
Sit down. Ola, on a level, I know you're trying to get involved. You see the banter from Niger, you see the banter from Sean and Boots, and you're thinking, you know what, you want a piece of this. You're going to have to be patient. You're going to have to be patient, my bro, because you're not really about this. You're not about this because your team ain't.
They smashed you up though Sunday, bro.
Luckily, you can't join the conversation, bro. So that's all you're getting from me. Big up, Fair Black London is saying, big up my bros. Foot Moss.
Don't be selective.
I'm just like this guy. He says, "What's with Stamford Bridge? Pit look horrible. Arsenal pitch is spectacular. And maybe
it's true, Moss.
Taking dividends and buying madness means poor dollars for the groundskeeping." Yeah, I mean,
Gamble's Bridge.
I don't care about Stamford Bridge, to be honest.
So why did you read out that comment then? Keep it pushing.
Garbage. Do you know what I mean?
You never collect that in there, bro. So I get it.
Shah Moomin has got home from work. He's already in his knickers, bashing away at the keyboard with the fan on. Deji needs to apologize to too many people. I'm not apologizing nothing until the end of the season because, like my brother Sean and Boods has said, anything can still happen to Arsenal.
It's going to be earlier than end of the season, Dej.
Until the end of the season.
I'll say about March. February, March. Yeah, you're going to have to hold a lot of smoke.
I don't bring the smoke, bro. But as for now,
receipts are going to be on madness for you, bro.
Tesco weekly shop receipts, long.
Man, you guys in like since I've moved away from just doing Spurs content and started coming into like this world of rival stuff, you guys keep mad receipts, bro.
Like, bro, I don't know, all over it, bro.
All day long, I see people shit from 2 months ago. It's mad.
Everyone can get clipped up. Anyone can get. The internet never lies, man.
I got to be careful about what I say, man.
We got about 1 gig of data on Deji, bro.
I don't give a damn. Craig AFC, the reason why we are top of the league is because we've been the better team.
Simple as that, bro.
Everybody knows. Man, can we just agree this?
That's real props, Deji.
No, can we just agree? And Sean, I'm looking to you because you're quite sensible. Because these Banks can be sensible, but Niger is a disgrace. We know that in order to win the league, you know that it's partly due to results. And also, you need the rubber, the green, and you need minimal injuries. True or false?
Yeah, 100% true. 100% true.
So that statement there from Craig is not enough. You need to be fortunate, and no injuries. for you to win the league.
Fortunate is what you have been to be fourth in the league, bro. That's what's fortunate. Bro, okay, so, hey, Sean, let's be honest. In the last 4 games, how many have you won?
1, yeah.
1 game, bro. You lot of the mighty Tottenham. You had a really, really good window in summer, which Deji was doing cartwheels and backflips for and telling us this, that, and whatever, when only one player potentially could have got into our side that you signed.
Yeah.
But that's a terrible one. That's relegation for.
Yeah. No, I hear you. But if this is our bad patch, if we listen, every single Tottenham fan that I know would, if you asked him at the start of the season, would you take being 4th in the league, given the games that we had to play, the fixture list as it was set out, with playing the best, like the toughest teams away first, etc. If you could be 4th going into the World Cup and still in the Champions League, would you take it? Every single realistic and reasonable Tottenham fan would have bitten your hand off for it. If this is our bad patch, then so be it. If we've got the worst of our injuries out of the way, and like I say, I know that I don't want to bore you, but if you look at the stats of when Kulusevski's in the team to when he's not, on the difference it has with our points in the 44 games we played under Conte, the difference it has on the goals scored versus the goals conceded, the assists, the points. And also the effect it has on Harry Kane and Sonny. Like Harry Kane and Sonny have scored, I think, something like 56 or 60 goal and assist contributions when Kulu's in the team, and only like 13 when they're not. So having him back, for me, makes us into an entirely new outfit again. Yeah. And he's been missing for 70% of the season so far.
And let me
let me land something,
just before you land, and because I want you to add this in your comment. I hate to break this to you, my brother.
You're not going to add anything to my comment.
It's fair to say, Kuli is Saka 2.0, mate. He's so. In terms of what he's doing at Spurs.
Yeah. At the end of the day, Kulusevski, right? I rate what he's done so far, but he's not played the sample size that you're going with, like compared to how long Son and Kane have been doing it. Like it's so small. Like he played like 18 games last season. He's played about 18 games last season, and then he's been injured most of this. So he's barely played like 25 games.
But the difference between when he's in the team and when he's not.
I actually think it's more, to be honest with you, that Kulusevski is looking a lot better than he would because he's got 2 world-class players he's playing with, rather than it being what you're saying, Kulusevski's influential. Yeah.
But the stats don't lie.
Because Son and Kane have been doing it for years. They've been world-class for 2-3 years.
In the last year, under Conte's 45 times, 13 goal assist contributions for Sonny and Kane when he's not in the team, 60 when he is. That's a stat that doesn't, you can't, that's just a fact. To me, if he can come back.
Bro. He only came in January.
but Conte started in November, right? So we played in all competitions, 46 games, wherever it is. Yeah. In the games that he's in it, we score an extra goal a game. In the games when he's playing, we concede a goal less per game than we do when he's not playing. It's just
within 5 minutes of his arrival.
60 seconds. 60 seconds.
Yeah, I won't lie. But do you know what Kulu from January reminds me of? Remember the previous January, there was a player called Jesse Lingard who lit up the Premier League for West Ham for a good 6 months, and then we're not seeing him again. So who's to say that doesn't happen to Kulu?
You can say the same about Saliba. You can say the same about Martinelli, but you're not making those claims.
Nigel,
but we could say that.
Take that comment back.
I'm not taking shit back until I see another 10 games.
I think we've all seen enough football, innit? To not get gassed.
He's definitely done his thing, but I ain't taking shit back.
My only point, the only point I was making rather than getting up, my only point was if Tottenham can keep him fit and get our things back, then the same rubber the green. You making the point that Tottenham's form is relegation fodder right now, and I take your point. But if this is our bad form period, given the injuries, given the teams we're playing, every Tottenham fan would have taken this position that we're in right now at the start of the season. If we can get through to January and we can get our injuries and Kulusevski can stay fit, I don't think you're going to see the same version of Tottenham Hotspur in the second half of the season as you did in the first.
Okay, I think it's Son. If you get Son,
Sonny as well, of course, he needs to step up.
That's more vital than Kulusevski. Like me, but you got to calm down on this.
No, I think I would actually go.
Son has played one good game this season.
I think
he's a world-class player. He's on job. Use a laughing.
He is more important than Son and Kane.
So
Romero's also been absolutely dog shit,
I'm
by
gonna
the way.
have to speak to management because next week it's looking like it could potentially have been your last week on the show because you're about to get pushed out of the top 4. But I think I can speak to management and we can get the show continue. Like make a little exception for you. Like we can just make it like a more enjoyable thing because we like the banter, the back and forth stuff. Like the show is nothing without you, but obviously we're gonna have to
Niger and Boots.
Let me tell you this very soon, bro.
Let me tell you this. With the way you guys have been pumping your chest the last few weeks, I hope your team delivers. I hope Arsenal does something this season.
Delivering is finishing in
if
the
your
top
team
3,
doesn't do something, you man are gonna go viral with the way I'm chopping you both up. Just know that.
If we get
not
kicked
even
out
a
of the top
threat.
4.
If you man don't do what you gotta do,
I'm just happy smoking you, bro. I'll be real.
Yeah.
Like, anything else is a bonus. I'm just happy to smoke you every week.
Right.
Just like Conman Conte, you really thought this guy gonna deliver you league titles in Champions League. You got con, bro. Yeah?
I think he can.
You play the shittest football in the league. You're like Burnley, bro. You're the new Burnley. Burnley left the league. You man are the new Burnley.
Wait,
wait. Who plays worse football than Spurs in the league?
Is Arteta the man, is he?
Real talk. Who plays worse football than Spurs in the league? Name it. Brighton, Southampton, West Ham, all of these teams play better than you. Forest play better than you. All of them. Name all the teams. Exactly. Look, you can't even speak.
Let me tell you.
Sure,
the teams that play worse football than Spurs. The teams that play worse football than Spurs are every team.
You couldn't give me a team, Deji. You couldn't give me a team.
No, wait.
You couldn't give me a team, Deji.
It would be difficult to name a team that plays worse football than us in the first half. But sometimes in the second half football that we're putting out.
I've been all that first half, second half, bruv. Just name a team, bruv. Please.
Nottingham Forest.
Oh, you're reaching, bruv.
It's difficult at the moment. It's difficult.
Deji can't even name a team. Deji can't even name a team. You're speechless. Deji's speechless.
In the last 4 games.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
And that was a lucky 3-2 win against Bournemouth, bro.
Can I just say something? So, what is the point of this show if you guys are not ready to commit to something? What are you guys saying for your club?
We're going to be above you.
Top 4, bro.
Don't do that crap. I want definitive.
Consistent.
Are you saying that Arsenal finishing fourth?
Why we got to say something stupid?
Just commit to something is what I'm asking.
Bro, I committed to it.
Stop hanging on the fence. If I wanted, let me tell you something, Bans. If I wanted to hang on the fence, I'd be watching Sky Sports or Talk Sport. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what I'd be watching.
Second or third then?
Were you saying third? All right, Bans, what are you saying?
Second or third?
So that's as pointless as coming fourth then as well, isn't it?
Where are you finishing? Are you even entered the top 4 this year?
Yeah, we're fourth.
Tottenham finished fifth. I got Tottenham to finish fifth.
Tottenham will finish fourth.
You're going to win the league, Dave. What are you talking about?
Bruv, I said the league.
Why are you saying third?
Ants, I said the league or Champions League.
That was a brave call. That was a brave call, man. I've got to be honest, bro. That's a real brave call, bro.
Sean,
the only way you finish fourth is if you win the Champions League. I get it.
On the reels, in the Champions League, so far, so good.
Yeah. Listen, and if we get into the last 8, I think anything can happen from then on, just like it did with in the 2019 season.
Anything can happen, just like it has for the last 50 years. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen, bro.
Deji, I think you might have made a rob for your own back saying that claim.
You man are dreamers. I love it though. I rate the enthusiasm. I can't lie. That's one thing.
I'm gonna get
ambition and enthusiasm. How much shit you go through?
I'd be bored.
We're gonna go through some of the comments because you're doing
some
terrible
let Nigel do the thing.
Big up the true one. I've not seen you in the comments before tonight, so big up the true one for coming in, bro. Make sure you've subscribed to the channel.
Everyone subscribe and like to the channel,
bro. Tommy Asu's got Salah in his pocket, something that Spurs couldn't do last night. So I'm sure they'd love a Tommy Katsu in their team. Love hearing the pain in Deji's voice. We all love hearing it, bro. He had to go off screen. It was so painful. Big up, Deji. Emerson Royale with Fromage Dear Dyer. Kane with 0 moves, England nowhere with Kane and Maguire, and that's true.
That's true.
I'm not even focused on England. They've got a
could not
stupid
care less
manager in
about the World Cup.
Southgate who's winging it right now. So forget about England. Of course, Deji has more winning experiences than Conte.
Yes. You used to play Batman, didn't you, Deji?
Have you two always been back Arteta?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say always, but at the beginning of last season, after the transfer window, I became always Arteta in. When the transfer window, we got Ramsdale and them guys. And the reason why I backed Arteta from then was he didn't care about anything going on in the press. He goes, these are my players. This is who I want. We were linked with like, oh, now, this guy, that guy. And he said, you know what? I know the type of players I want. So I backed him because for someone to be that confident with that little experience to back himself that much.
You had no shreds of doubt after the Champions League, after the run-in last season when you bottled it. Was there no doubts in your mind that he was the guy to leave?
The reason why it wasn't for me, Sean, is because I predicted top 6 that season. Because I think we were 2 players short of the top 4. We were 3 games to go when we beat West Ham. Some of these people on the channel got me to provoked me to say, yeah, top 4, we're gonna get a top 4 finally, and then you know what happened there. But I've always been Arteta for the last 2 years.
Fair play. I see even people I don't really watch too much Arsenal content, but I see that fella Lee Gunner. Even he's always been quite negative, isn't he? But he's sort of started to change his tune a little bit.
He's a fake guy, bro.
He celebrates goals like this. Oh yes.
It doesn't seem like he really supports them.
Yes. He knows what his formula is, isn't it? Do you know?
Yeah, he celebrates his opinion. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So I don't know.
We knew, like Nigel was saying, at the end of last season, it was like we had 5 players out, and you can see the difference in the team, innit? Latimus is saying Spurs drew AC Milan. It's Rafael Leao versus Emerson Royale and Giroud versus Dyer.
Why people waxing about Giroud? Like Giroud, he's finished, isn't he?
Hey, respect Giroud, bro. He's won more than you've seen in your lifetime, Sean. He's won more, listen, Arsenal than you've seen in your lifetime. How about that?
Yeah,
how about that? Let's go.
But how old is he? How old is he? How old is he though?
I don't know, man.
Giroud is a B-Tech Zlatan Ibrahimovic. That's what he's. B-Tech.
Zlatan won Serie A title at 40, bro.
He's dead food, man. Giroud is rubbish. I don't even know how. And you know what? I don't know how this brother even gets in the French team.
Brother, this guy's got
a French team when they've got so many gifted players.
He's got 3
he's dead food, bro.
He's got Europa League,
he will continue to be dead food.
And the Serie A. Don't do that. I don't like Giroud personally, but you have to put some respect on his name.
I just look at the AC Milan. I look at the AC Milan team that played against who was it that they won 4-0 again the other night? Salzburg. And I look at that, and apart from Leao and a couple of other players, I don't think that their team is better than Tottenham's full strength. I don't. I think
you're having a joke because it's easy to be better than Tottenham right now, bro.
Right now, because if Romero's
okay, you're right.
You couldn't name a team. You man couldn't name a team playing better football. Let's have that straight.
The combined 11 of on-form Tottenham players versus AC Milan's fully fit team has more Tottenham players in it than Milan players. In my opinion. I think so.
Comment section, please let us know that if we did a combined 11, AC Milan and Tottenham, would Tottenham dominate that? I'd love to know that. Whether you watch it now or watch the show later.
But can I be real though? But Sean, you know what? No disrespect, but you can't be asking for people who are not in the Champions League for their opinion.
That's true. It's true. I shouldn't be bothered.
You can't be asking for teams.
Can we ask you this question?
They will never be honest. These are players.
That's why we shouldn't ask you about title challenges and that, because you never experienced none of them, bro. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Or winning cups. You can compete in these competitions. You're not going to win them, are you?
Yeah.
Like, there's no evidence to back them.
Everyone's an ancient Egyptian historian.
I think some of the people in the comments have got questions for you, Deji. Do you want to go through some of them before we wrap up?
No.
What happened, Deji? I don't know what you and Why Not Spurs here referring to, but he's asking
what happened. What do you mean? What happened? Why not Spursy? What do you mean? Let me tell you what happened. The referee happened. What I don't like,
Was he
you know what I
talking
don't
fact?
like? Can I just say this? When you guys blatantly see, even if it's an op, if you see that a team has been wronged, just come out and say, you know what, I'm not going to lie. I don't like your team, but for real, you lot should have had a penalty. You lot, that goal shouldn't have been disallowed. You guys have never said that.
Bro, who am I to
Never
think
said
I'm
that
better
on
than
this show.
VAR? Who am I to think I'm better than VAR, bro?
Is that your defense? You see what I mean? Calamity should follow your team. Calamity.
I cannot wait until you get a fair dose of like the port. Like,
what do you mean you cannot wait? It's been happening all season, bro. But
it's not been happening.
No, it has not. Even in the Arsenal Tottenham game at your place. Listen, I'm not saying that we won the game.
Decisions we were supposed to. We would have won that Southampton game very easily, but we didn't get decisions. But we're not here.
You just watch your games, innit? That's what it is. You watch your games and just moan about your things. We don't moan. We just get on with it.
We just get on with it.
You ain't heard us moan. You ain't
got
heard
nothing
us
to moan about this season.
We should be unbeaten. We should have 100% record. Naja, should we have 100% record?
Real talk. If the ref decisions went our way, we would be top of the league by a lot further right now. But we're not complaining. We're just happy, enjoying the moment, and it's irritating everyone. Everyone wants us to be thinking about May. We're thinking about now. Fuck May. We're here right now.
Enjoy it right now. Enjoy it right now.
Taking it game by game.
Enjoy it. I would be enjoying it as well.
They want to talk about the next game and the next game and the next game.
I just answer
Let's talk about now.
Football Pigeon, because Football Pigeon is Akpo, yeah? Who's doing that stupid hiring actors to be on his vote. You know what I mean? That's what he does.
Bro,
he hires actors.
Nigeria, bro. They don't have nothing to do with
he's getting actors to come on here with their pidgin English to pretend that they've never heard about Tottenham. I'm not having that. So tell him to stop doing that and to come correct. Also, I've already told you guys, we're not doing this historian thing. If I wanted a history lesson, I would pay for one. Somebody tell me about the remains of Tutankhamun, that kind of stuff, ancient Egyptian. I'm not into that. I've told you, let's talk about titles from this season onwards. Yeah. I've said it. Because we're going around in circles.
But you're not winning one. So why are we doing that to you? Why are you doing that to yourself? You're not winning one.
Let's talk about titles from this season.
But yeah, we will. But you don't even make sense, Dej. You said you're going to come third, and then you say you're going to win the league. We don't know what's going on in your head, bro.
Bro, let me tell you why you don't understand. Because, bro, I'm not being funny. English literature just wasn't your strongest point.
It probably weren't, bruv. But you know what?
He doesn't need to know English literature to see.
Yeah, because I've told you.
You got none.
Something very simple. I told you something very simple. League or Champions League. I don't know
he works with math.
Why that is hard for you.
Your math is way low, bro. That's what Boost talks about. He knows math. He doesn't care about English. He knows maths. But mathematics says Spurs have less trophies than Arsenal.
Because you're saying then, so if you're saying third, yeah, all right, Dej, let me put this to you. You're saying third in the league. So that must mean if you're saying league or Champions League, you're going to win the Champions League.
Yeah. Thank you, bro.
Okay. So you're going to win the Champions League.
I love that. Yeah. I love it, Deji. I love that chess, man. It's you've got at least 90 days before we have to worry about
that. But so far, but Sean, I've been saying this before we kicked the ball.
No, I love it, man. I love it.
That was stupid. That was silly, bruv.
Bro, how's it silly if we're
still the true one is on a mad. I big up the true one, bruv. He's on fire. You can't say
it's silly if we're still in the competition. You're stupid.
Yeah, so far he's been
right. Don't give a damn about Spurs. Trust me, man. We got bigger fish to fry than Tottenham, my guy.
We don't care, bro. We don't. One touch. Read the last comment, bro. It's
which one?
He's making that lower degree very bad. No, I'm just reading the comments, bro. On my phone.
Okay. I respect. Emi Baba says he respects.
There's too many, bro. Pick up all the comments section. Make sure you subscribe to One Touch if you're not already.
Mike Magnan, Theo Hernandez, Fikayo Tomori, Christian Romero, Serginho Des, Benasser, Sandro, Rafael Leao, Ibrahim Diaz, Kulizeski, Kane. That's quite an accurate 11 there, Ladimus, man. Joint 11. I can't see what he got wrong there.
I think Højbjerg
guys, Sean, Deji, straight away, yeah. With Romero, is Romero the only defender you rate at your gaff? Being real,
I like Longley.
Where's Son in this?
Longley.
I like Son in the combined 11. Where's Son?
He's on loan, isn't he?
I can Son not be in this lad in this
that's
prime.
ridiculous. To not have Sonny in it's ridiculous. I'm not talking about this season. I'm not talking about the guy who hasn't scored a goal or scored 3 goals. But just general Sonny, I think is in there. And I think you can make the argument.
Prime shows violence with this one.
Ladimus is hiding under the covers, mate, because Højbjerg and Bentancur have been one of the 2 best midfielders in the whole Prem.
Who?
Which midfielders have been playing better than Højbjerg and Bentancur in the league?
Xhaka and Partey. That's the 2 in my team. Xhaka and Partey. These 2 have been better than Xhaka and Partey.
How many goals has Partey scored?
Talk sense, please. Who's been better?
What's that? Sorry,
Xhaka
I don't know.
I think Bentancur and Højbjerg play better than Xhaka and Partey.
You said best in the league. You said best in the league.
Real talk, no banks.
I think Bentancur is going to emerge to be a £90 million player in the next 18 months. I think he's just on a trajectory. I think he's so good. And Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, he's just developing by the day. He used to be a number 6. Now he's becoming a number 8. He's moving further and further up the pitch. His leadership, his ability to control games, and his ability to step up when other players.
Like a De Bruyne sort of thing next season. Is that what you man are saying?
I'm not saying that. No, but I'm just saying that people are sleeping on Højbjerg. A lot of teams don't.
You man are sleeping when you watch your team, bruv, because it's boring.
Right. Hey, Sean. There's no way you believe that Højbjerg is better than Partey. No, on no level, you believe that. Come on.
Are you mad?
Come on, Sean.
Højbjerg's been playing like a don this season.
Højbjerg's been fucking sensational this season, mate. 8.5, 9 out of 10 every time.
Yo, what's going on, Sean? Very level-headed. But Deji, man, how you been, man? It's been a long time.
How you doing, Gal? You okay, mate?
Sean's very level-headed. I like Sean. But Deji, bro, what have you been
Gal,
up to?
What time is it?
Like you should
what time is it? What time is it over there, my brother?
Bro, it's 9:41.
In the same country as you, big man. What are you talking about over there?
What time is it over there, Gal?
It's 9:41. I'm in the same country as you.
Yeah, I'm just making sure. Because on this show, I've had bare Toronto FCs trying to troll, man, and I'm not having one today.
If Toronto men want to holler at you, they can holler at you and they can get.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I've had bare Toronto FCs. Who's your MLS team?
Why does that matter? I'm here to talk about your
bro, you see the shirt he's wearing, bro. You're asking about MLS. You don't want to talk North London clubs, do you?
Listen,
you don't want to talk anything London, do you, Deji?
John, I'm sorry that you get stick for what he said, but Deji, I'm coming to you, right?
Hey, Gal, before we start, I just want to know your MLS team.
Bro, I don't watch the MLS like that. I'm from Toronto, so I'm gonna.
You saw the shirt he's wearing. Let him land. Welcome to the shirt he got.
I swear you got another. I swear you got another.
We're above you in the table, but lower your tone, bro. Go on,
there must be another.
Anyway, no jokes aside.
I always see you talking about Toronto FC. But 1 second. Respect to Sean, they're right. Bentancur and Højbjerg are really good midfielders. No diss in those guys. Yeah. But let's talk about the way you guys play and what you guys have been doing. You guys play terrible football for the first 45 minutes of a game by design, and in the second half of games you decide to play football. That is on Antonio Conte, not giving them the right instructions from the beginning, and some of your players performing badly. We've been telling you guys you play unsustainable football from the beginning of the season. You guys told us a couple of injuries, you'll start flopping. What happens? A couple of injuries, you start flopping. You told us who have you played this season? Guess what? We've beaten some big teams on the road, like yourselves, Liverpool and Chelsea, but you guys celebrated a draw versus Chelsea, and you've yet to beat a big team. And when it comes to you guys continuously talk about last year. Well, this year we're the much better team. We're better informed. Majority of our players are looking solid. Our team is looking more organized. I'm not here to even make fun of you. I just want to say this whole thing continuously look down at Arsenal and you prop yourself up like this big team. Right now, you're getting a humble reality that Arsenal, in a span of a year, have been able to go and leaps and bounds over your progression in the league. Maybe in the Champions League,
but we've regressed though.
Maybe in the Champions League, you guys can go to quarterfinals or semifinals. I don't know, but if I put money on it, I think AC Milan could do a job against you guys. But right now, this whole thing about Tottenham, Arsenal, the whole beef between our two clubs, we're in the position you guys wanted to strive to be in.
Leave them.
And I like Sean because Sean is realistic. He'll say yes. I agree with
Sean
you.
Be talking facts.
The reason why you're on the DMs in the DMs words together is because Egal's right, bro. He's right.
It's there's no shame in looking at the team that's come from nowhere. As much as you guys are our rivals, you've had a fantastic season. I personally don't think that you will sustain it. I hope I'm right. I know you hope I'm wrong. I do think that you have, a couple of injuries come your way. If something happens to Jesus at the World Cup or Martinelli or any of those things, if any of the shit that happens to you that could happen to any other club that thus far hasn't happened.
Kane getting injured at the World Cup, yeah?
Exactly, man.
Fine. But that's fine. But Tottenham are already struggling. I'm just saying that Arsenal could come down off their perch very quickly. Right now, you have done everything that's in your control, your ability to play good football, your ability to grind out results. You're doing very well. But all of the variables that are outside of your control, like injuries, like VAR, those sorts of things, generally speaking, I know you're saying that against Southampton that maybe you were unfortunate, but I don't remember. But if any of the things that are the variables outside of your control come down on you guys in a ton of bricks, like have happened to Tottenham, in my opinion, then the season's still got a long way to go. So I think you guys should be very, like I said earlier, you guys should be celebrating right now and enjoying the moment. But I don't think it's going to be lasting.
Let me ask you this, Sean. Jesus, you pointed out Jesus and you pointed out injuries. We have had 9 injuries this season. Okay.
To who?
And I would say 6 of those have been to crucial players that are in the first team.
Like
right?
Who's crucial?
So you should know this, Deji. You should know Deji.
Partey.
1 second.
How long was Partey out for?
List
bro, we're not asking about durations.
Wait.
Do you want me to go through
the durations are important as well, right? If he misses one game because he's got like a little.
Thomas Partey missed majority at the beginning of the season.
Okay.
A lot of these guys have had injuries. Even the Manchester United game, which we lost, Thomas Partey was not there. So we can go through all the injuries.
Go through the list then. Go on.
Okay. You want me to go through the full list? I'll go through it. Zinchenko got injured. You had Thomas Partey who's injured. You had Tierney who's been injured.
Tierney's not in your starting 11. I want to know.
He was in our starting 11 all last season.
Let Igal finish.
Okay, 1 second. Let me start from the beginning. I'll work from the defense up, okay? So you go from the defense. You had Tomiyasu injured, right? You had Cedric injured. You had Tierney injured. You had Zinchenko injured.
Cedric, are you joking?
That's just fallbacks, right?
You're reaching with Cedric still.
Then you go to the midfield. Then you go to the midfield. Mohamed Al-Neni's been injured.
Al-Neni?
Why are you laughing? Mohamed Al-Neni is crucial. We have no backup to Thomas Partey.
Al-Neni is not crucial.
Guess what?
Al-Neni is crap.
Guess what?
I only want to hear solid players, bro.
Okay, so you only want to hear about solid players. How many
solid players?
Not bro, you didn't even mention ESR, bro.
ESR hasn't even mentioned.
Come on, ESR is the biggest one, bro.
Are you going to tell me that Tucker is injured as well, the keeper?
Xhaka never got injured. Anyways, forget about that. My main point is everyone experiences injuries. Your injuries are that Son, Kulusevski, Richarlison, and Romero have been out, right?
Big boy players.
No, not at all.
Big boy players.
Matt Doherty didn't start the first.
Matt who?
No, hold on.
Same Cedric energy, please.
Allow me to make the case for Matt Doherty. Tottenham last season, from February the 1st until the end of the season, were the best performing in terms of points and goals scored, etc. in the league. There was in no small part down to the relationship, the immediate chemistry that was forged between Matt Doherty and Deji Kulusevski on the right-hand side.
Oh, my gosh.
100%.
How many games did they start together, Sean?
12,
okay,
13?
1 second.
Nah.
With or without injury,
easily.
I acknowledge that injuries are important, but guess what? When we lost to Manchester United and we had Thomas Partey missing, people said, suck it up. So realistically...
And VAR, Egal, and VAR stung up. No, I'm saying, no. Egal, 1 sec. This is what these guys have been moaning about the whole stinking stream. When it comes to our VAR... Look, at the end of the day, we've had
VAR got them to a Champions League final.
Need them.
Correctly.
But they just watch their own team. They don't watch our team, innit? That's what it is. They just
celebrated that Champions League
more than my
final.
missus.
No, VAR ruined the Champions League final as well.
No, but you got to a Champions League final because of VAR. Let's be real.
When we got to the semi-final because of the quarterfinal. You talking about the Man City game, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was the right decision.
Okay, as you want to say, the thing is, VAR is supposed to help find the right decisions.
Yeah, but it hasn't. It's one thing. It's one thing to overall.
Brother, you forgetting the Kane penalty?
Don't interrupt him, Nigel. Don't interrupt him.
The Everton penalty.
I'm the host today. You don't get to host because your team are
Nigel, mute him.
If I
Nigel,
was to
mute him.
interrupt, man will
Don't
interrupt.
interrupt him. Let him
That's right.
When you lot win a game
Let him make
and
his
you lot
point.
are doing better than us again,
You
then
know
you
what?
can
I
have
can
some
I'm gonna
chest.
remove
One
this
second,
brother
one
from the
second.
thing.
I got
So,
something in my
let
eye.
me remove this brother from the thing. 'Cause
Yeah,
he's
man,
getting him out. Let Sean land his point.
Sorry, Sean, land your point.
Wow.
Sorry. And then Egal.
I have no problem. I have no problem with VAR stepping in if it's the right decision. I'm not that bothered about the Sporting the one that Sporting Lisbon, right? Because I don't really know. I thought the rules were different. If the rules have changed and he's got a millimeter offside, but for me, I think that if it's that difficult to make the decision, you should, in my opinion, give the benefit of the doubt to the attacker. But I'm not worried about that.
No, you should,
I'm certainly not going to be.
If it's wrong.
But if it's a quarter of an inch, if it's a toenail, I don't know if that's something that and it took them 6 minutes to figure it out. But I'm not even bothered about that one. I'm bothered about the ones that happen in real time, and then you see the replay for 30 seconds, and then they say, "Oh, the VAR check is complete," and you never hear about it again. And for Tottenham, there's been a dozen of those in the last 4 or 5 games where shocking decisions where the referee it doesn't even say like VAR.
Bro, what about the penalty against Everton, bro?
Where Harry Kane was headbutted by the knee of the goalkeeper.
Forget about penalties for a second.
He chatted, bro.
Sean. My thing is, I just want Deji to say this. I understand where you're coming from, Deji. You guys are playing terrible football, and Arsenal are playing the way you guys strive to be. Am I wrong?
That's how we used to play, yeah.
Yeah. So aren't you worried that you're playing unsustainable football, continuously letting teams get the better of you for like maybe 30 to 40 minutes, and then you guys have to kick into gear? Why can't you do that from the beginning of the game?
Yeah, I agree. Why can't we do that from the beginning of the game?
So doesn't Antonio Conte have to hold stick for that?
Yeah. I agree. And I don't know if you've been noticing, Igal, I've got a movement going on which is called Deji at the Wheel, where I'm offering my services to Tottenham for free. Because that very point is the issue. And Igal, you know what? And can I just give Igal some respect for coming on and making that point? None of this kind of what Bance and Niger do for entertainment purposes. You've
bloody
sense. And let me tell you why. We can agree on this show. It's not that Tottenham is a bad team, but we can agree that Conte deploys some weird tactics, which is why Tottenham are fourth. I think if Conte had been a bit more braver and a bit more gung-ho, maybe we would be higher in the league. And that's why it's difficult as Spurs fans to kind of argue with points that you've just made. Because we know that the reason why we are where we are is tactical, it's not the players.
So, Sean, what you're saying,
when you've got two world-class strikers running around like Kenyan marathon runnings doing the steeplechase, you know there's a problem with the tactics.
So Conte's a coward, is that correct?
He's risk adverse.
Conte.
Man said he's risk adverse.
He is risk adverse, but the's a reason for it. Last season's version of Eric Dyer and Ben Davies, they played well above their level to get Tottenham to fourth. They were guys that have the ceiling or whatever they're capable of, and they were headbutting the ceiling the entire season. This season's version of Eric Dyer and Ben Davies has come right back down to where it is, and Eric Dyer's actually, and Lloris as well, right? And Christian Romero. I don't know if Christian Romero's had one eye on the World Cup and he cares more about Argentina than he does about Tottenham, whatever. But our defense has been awful.
Sean, Deji called Christian Romero the best centre back in the Premier League, bro. The best.
No, but they're going to do that. They're going to do that. We call Saliba the best centre back in the Premier League. He's only played like 13
Romero's a done, you know.
I think he will be.
Romero's a done.
But that's what you've got. That's what I'm saying, Sean. That's what you've got. Like, do you rate any of your other defenders? So in some ways,
I like
a
Longway
defensive system, because if you was playing like a 4-4-2 even, then you're
we get ripped apart with a 4-4-2.
But in January, I think because your defense is so poor. Romero's the only guy you can actually rely on in that defense.
If we can go and buy Milan Skriniar from Inter Milan, and I think that was likely one to go after, and Christian Romero comes back fully fit from the World Cup, I wouldn't mind. I don't know if Conte will ever do it, but whoever the next managerial cab off the rank is, I'd like to see us go to a 4-3-3 with Skriniar and Romero, and I think those two could do it.
Skriniar, bro, man wants to come and win trophies.
Can I just say one thing quickly?
Watch your space. I think he's coming to Tottenham, bro.
Can I say one thing quickly to the Tottenham?
Real quick, guy.
Bro, I'm just gonna say this: you guys currently have not beaten any of the big teams, and it could get better, and you could start getting results against the big teams and continue to get your results against the smaller teams. But it could also go the other way, where you see these lackluster performances in first halves that where you're against top teams and they finish you off. You could start seeing some of the smaller teams take their chances and finish you off. And then you're going to then have a situation where you're now constantly going behind in a game to catch up. And you've already been doing that. So if you now start doing that against smaller teams, what's to say that your results don't even get even worse, even with your better players coming back? I'm still
on that point, sorry, Igal, because we kind of gone a little bit over time. Like, let's talk about real quick the predictions for the up and coming game. So obviously Spurs are playing who next?
Leeds at home.
Leeds at home. So we'll go
why are you smirking?
Hey, bro. Because if you give Leeds a 2-0 head start, you gave Bournemouth, it's peak for you, man. You saw what they did to Chelsea.
No, sorry. Leeds could have any level of lead and still be vulnerable to lose the game. Like Leeds,
that's very true. But against Spurs,
they're going to get slapped up.
But Sean, what do you think? What do you reckon your prediction for that game?
3-1 Tottenham.
3-1 Tottenham. Deji, your prediction?
2-1 Tottenham.
2-1 Tottenham. Igal?
I don't know. 1-1.
1-1 Boots.
I was going to say the same, actually. 1-1.
Wow.
I'm honestly going to go
such a little faith.
Bamford, 2-1 win for Leeds. Bamford brace.
Oh, come on. He's the worst. He is the worst. I'm going to clip this one if he scores.
We're only playing against Eric Dyer and Davies.
By the way, Arsenal's going to beat Wolves 5-0. Yeah.
5-0 Eagles going. That's a big one.
Is that away or is it at home?
It doesn't matter. They don't have a manager.
It's away game.
They don't have a manager.
The thing is, we do it. We've done it at flipping Bournemouth. We've done it at Brentford. We do it at places, innit? We turn up. That's why Igal can say those sort of statements with chest.
It doesn't matter.
I just wanted to...
I don't.
You guys know. Romero. These guys have Semedo, and he just got a red card. And their team, they don't have an actual player playing in that position that's naturally played there. They're going to play an 18-year-old in that position.
Let's see. 5-0 is a bit wild for me. But Boots, what are you saying?
3-0.
Arsenal?
3-0, yeah. 3-0.
3-0? Lopetegui is the manager, so he could be in place by the game. New manager bounce, maybe. Sure, what are you saying for that game?
I didn't know what Igal just said. I didn't know that was the case with the defender. I still think Arsenal are probably going to do it. I'll say 2-0, unfortunately.
2-0 Arsenal. Deji, what are you saying?
I think Neto, I think he's a baller. So I'm going 2-1 Wolves.
Deji,
we don't do these shows for comedy value, Deji, you said. You promised we didn't do this show just for comedy value. So
can I just say something? If you lose 2-1 to Wolves, the way that the show must start next week, the show must start with this in the intro.
As long as you don't lose to Leeds.
And now, if you lose to Wolves, you need to come on Monday's show.
Brother, when the game is 3-0 up, you turn it off and message me, say I'm sorry.
Igal, I swear, man. I'm gonna say. I want to say this publicly.
Subscribe to the channel.
You're gonna make me get active on Twitter.
Hey,
if it's for you to get active on Twitter,
no evidence.
Don't worry about that.
One second. He thinks a team who lost to Brighton, who drew against Brentford, who lost 4-0 to Leicester, who lost to Crystal Palace, who only beat Nottingham Forest 1-0, and lost to this terrible Chelsea team 3-0, is going to beat us at home. I'm sorry.
Look,
he said Neto's going to score. He said Neto's going to score. Neto hasn't scored all season.
To close the show, I'll say the reason why Eagle has the chest to come with those stats is because we're top of the league. We're slaying people left, right, and centre, whether it's Tottenham, Liverpool, Chelsea. Bring it on. We're taking the lead. And a win on the weekend means we're gonna go into the World Cup top of the league. That's another month at the top of the league. Arsenal fans, enjoy yourself. Don't let these rival fans put any extra pressure on you. We're enjoying the moment. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. North London Rivals. Big up the panel. I'll put all their socials in the description of this video, and we out of here.